So recently, I obtained this Dumore precision drill press, part of their 16 Series 16. This is a 16021 that describes the head and the stand. The one I bought off of eBay has this XY table on it that is, I took it all the way apart, I put it all the way back together, and it is, it's beautiful. My Google Foo failed me last night. I could not find another example of this. It even has a table here that has a 1032 pre-tapped holes in it. And in every way, this thing is really, really tight. I had to cut some new Teflon bearings. Couple things. One is so whenever you are moving an XY table, right? This is how we move the X axis on this table. And whenever you move an XY table, you have an issue of what's called backlash. And backlash is if I turn this way and then I turn it the opposite way, there's a little bit of a lag before the carriage picks up with the screw threads. Now, if you made everything out of like hardware store nuts and bolts, backlash would be a huge issue because nuts and bolts are not made to a completely zero backlash tolerance. You would barely be able to operate them if that was the case. They have some space in between so you can do that. But backlash wants no space. So in the case of my milling machine, as you can imagine, this operates a long lead screw. And attached to that lead screw is a half nut, or basically, it usually works like this. There is a fully threaded, there's a threaded bronze piece that the lead screw goes through, and it's sliced in the middle, and you can actually tighten, you can adjust the relationship. The fact is, whenever you have parts sliding, you will have parts wearing. Even a machine as beefy as this, I can feel is getting tight out at the ends of the ways because you usually use a milling table in the middle like foot. And so you go back and forth and you wear down a micron here, a micron there. Soon it adds up to real measurement. In this, it was a very clever arrangement of a washer, spring screw, washer, Teflon washer, barrier, Teflon washer, brass washer, this. Oh, right. And so when you want to eliminate backlash, you want to push everything so that it can't move, but it can still turn. And this is like a really, really tricky, it's a very tricky measurement. And you need to be able to lock the threads at a very specific location. Now, a common way to lock threads into a specific location is to use a grub screw. So for instance, this little grub screw is holding this countersink bit into this aluminum handle. But on something like this, that grub screw, it's not turning against that grub screw pushing against a like 1/8 inch or 3/16 inch shaft, that's not enough. So the method here for holding this cross feed arm and this cross feed arm in perfect orientation and allows you to adjust it is a grub screw in the end. So here, the lead screw comes out and the grub screw goes in, and once you have the dial set to the correct position, you put the grub screw in and you create this tension relationship using the grub screw. Here, there's actually a big gap here of about 1 inch, and inside there is this brass rod, and the grub screw pushes against the brass rod, pushes against the lead screw, and holds it so that when you turn it, everything turns together. And I had some stiffness in the X feed, and I got it out today. All I had to do was open up, I don't know if it's gonna be the same video or a separate video, but But the lead screw for the X feed was bent. I had to unbend it. When it was unbent, it still had a little wobbly, which shouldn't have affected the dovetail, but I still found it stiff. And then I realized that the little metal piece that it traveled through might be resisting it. So I opened it up like 5 thou, and it's perfect now. It's really easy to use. Why? I just did a video about this Dumore high-speed sensitive drill from Racine, Wisconsin. I spent all night looking at pictures of these things. It is such a beautiful. I put a micrometer on there and I couldn't find any runout. Like none. Like less than 1/10. Like maybe 1 micron of runout. Yeah. Color me shocked. So what is going to happen today? Well, as you can see, I took this lamp here and I put it on top and it makes a great little lamp. Off camera I did this, but I made this little part. Yeah, I made it from scratch from a piece of aluminum. And so this is how you operate the table of this thing. You put it up, put it down. And like, I like that. You put a little tiny drill bit in there, whoop, 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 and you get your very sensitive arrangement. I put this on here just to get a little bit more leverage when I needed it. Doink, doink, doink. But where does this drill bit live? That's the question. And that's actually not the question, because the question is, how does this drill bit live? How does it live? I was thinking about making an oak box for it. I was thinking about making an oak box for it because I thought that would be really nice. And then I was trying to resaw the oak I had here and it was a disaster. So no oak box for me today. But I do think I could give this thing a useful base. And I have some stuff that might make an excellent useful base. And when I say useful base, I think, when you are using this machine, I think you are frequently like, well, first of all, I'm trying to figure out where to begin in my psychology to tell you what's going on. I have this love of tools being all things. It's a ridiculous thing, but you can see it in my milling machine here, right? Like everything I need is right here at my hand on my milling machine. I mean, I have my bits over here and all of that and all the things I might need. And the same is true for the lathe. Over here, I have all the tools that support the lathe. I have all the tools there that support the lathe. I have all the collets there that support the lathe. There's more stuff that supports it. This is a big machine. It deserves this kind of infrastructure. I like having the stuff I need to support a tool with the tool if I can swing it. This tool, what I kind of want to do is have a handle up here. I'd like a base here. I have a whole bunch of beautiful 1¼ cast acrylic. I just love this stuff. Mwah. It's so beautiful and so fun to machine. And I'm thinking it may make an excellent base for this drill. Boop. And in which case I can actually machine some compartments here to hold some stuff. I can have the Allens that I need nearby. I can have the small 1, 2, 3 blocks that I need. I can have this guy. I can provide some support for this thing using this as the base. That's my idea. So what I aim to do here is to make a base for this, make some compartments in that base that include support tooling and other things that are necessary for maintaining this thing. I may even make. So I have these little 1, 2, 3 blocks. These are actually 1, 2, 4. These are 1, 2, 4 centimeter blocks. See, 1 centimeter. Anyway, a pair of these really useful for putting up here for supporting stuff. Plus the 1032s I can use to tie down. I think I'm going to make a little clamping system for this so I can clamp some stuff down with some finger nuts. Finger nuts! But first and foremost, oh, there's so many little things. First and foremost, sorry, I'm just keep on thinking through stuff. First and foremost, actually, I think I'm gonna, I have this weird idea. Let's see what I can think about how to do it. So I have made some clamps. They look like that. And these are for clamping stuff down to this table, which I have stoned and is really nice and flat. So let's clamp a quarter down. Actually, let's clamp a quarter down onto something. Just a sec. This is just a proof of concept. Let's grab it with one more, shall we? No, that's going to be the one. Excellent. So I've made them out of brass so I don't mark what I'm grabbing. And I don't need I'm not milling. I'm only using downforce here. So let's pull out not a 5/1000 inch drill bit, but something just a little bit bigger. Let's try this one. And this is, let's see. This is 25/1000 inch drill bit. I broke one bit. I think you can see where I broke it. I broke it right. Wait. Hang on. Where's the... Come on. All right. I broke a bit in that hole right there. Yep. You can see it in there. But that was 49 holes in just a few minutes, and they're all... Let's try a finer one. Let's just go one step further, shall we? Okay. So these holes are 25 thousandths. That is slightly more than a 64th of an inch, less than a 32nd. I'm about to now try drilling some holes in this quarter with a 10,000th inch bit, with a 1/10,000th bit. That is... There we go. Whoop, whoop. All right, I broke that. Copy that. What? Are you looking through a quarter? There it is. That's the close-up I was looking for. Those are 49 holes, 25 thousandths in diameter. That is 9 holes, 10 thousandths in diameter. That's the one under George's nose is the one I broke. That is pretty freaking awesome. So buttons. I really like my little clamps. They work just how I wanted them to. They look good. I may tumble them. They still need a little bit of deburring, but yeah, they held that quarter just fine. I'm not milling, I'm just holding down. They just need to hold it down. I made 6 of them, way more than I'm ever gonna need. Also, I am sorry that I made this little sensitive hand thing on, actually, wait a second. I wonder if, no, that won't do it. Anyway, I'm really, really pleased with how this came out because it gives me a huge amount of very, very, really, really, I can feel it. I might not even need the spring on there. At any rate, I am just so happy about this thing. These little, 10 thousandths, crazy. So, yeah. Is that it? Is that all today? Is that what we're going to get done? Is that what we're going to get done? Feels like it's a reasonable amount to get done. Let's ask some questions about this XY table. Clearly, the XY table and all of its accoutrements were built by Dumore. I feel like they are some line item in a catalog that few people went and got. But I downloaded a couple of catalogs last night, one from the 70s and one from the 60s, and I didn't see this piece in them with the grid of 1024 holes for clamping. If you have a catalog, if you have a Dumore catalog, or if you have one of these pieces, I'd love to see it. I don't think it was custom. It doesn't look or feel at all like a custom rig. It feels like a commercial rig, but I can't find a picture of it, which is weird. It's the moments like this that you remember that the web, that the internet is not the compendium of human knowledge. It's the index of human knowledge. We ran into this all the time in production on any of the shows that I have worked on, which is to say the information we wanted was never on the internet, but the person who had the information was usually findable on the internet. I am a convert to this beautiful little drill. No run out. It handled a 5 thousandths, a 10 thousandths, and a 20 thousandths, 25 thousandths diameter drill bit. 5 thousandths, that's 1/8 of a millimeter for those metric inclined. You're welcome. There'll be other things to do. There'll be other things to build for this. But for right now, I think with the clamps, I'm going to line them up and do some beauty shots. All right. Bye. Thanks for joining me.